Welcome to your Farm and Home Show. My name is Joanna Coles, and this morning we're visiting with Dr. Matt Springer. He's with the University of Kentucky Extension Wildlife Specialist there. And today we're going to talk about a critter that a lot of times people thought about, in the South, but it's here in Kentucky, and that's the armadillo.
Yes, it is, a recent migrant to the north, I guess you could say. It's kind of continued this slow march from Central America up through the United States. So in the United States, we have one species armadillo. It's the nine-banded armadillo. There are many species of armadillo throughout, South America, Central America, but only one that's present here, and they kind of vary in size. But any armadillo you see from Texas all the way up to Kentucky and Indiana now, it's all the same species of armadillo. So it's somewhat of an omnivore. It will eat a lot of insects primarily. Historically, that's what we thought about its diet, but it seems that as it's moving, it consumes more and more. But it will also consume small mammals, eggs, anything it kind of stumbles upon that it can eat. It does a lot of digging for insects and grubs. Is really what it kind of gets itself in trouble for sometimes.
And digging, that's kind of the area of concern, right? Because it can cause quite a bit of damage.
Yeah, they do like tunneling. They're incredibly effective at it. They have really long nails in their front two legs. They will be able to burrow quite quickly and they will live in those burrows for a period of time. They will also, similar to skunks, where if they find grubs in the grass, they will dig them up and they can create a lot of holes. So they don't have a great reputation especially in the South on golf courses. They cause a lot of issues there. But they don't tend to cause widespread damage. But where they cause damage, it usually is unfortunately a pretty costly issue.
A lot of times when we see them in Kentucky, you see them along roadways, but where is their normal habitat? Do they travel in groups or?
So usually they're solitary unless it's mom and the little ones. And little ones are all little. They have quadrupeds that are exactly identical to each other every time. So they will navigate the landscape. We actually don't know a whole lot about what they would prefer that we would call habitat. We see them land between the lakes where they've been for about 20 years. They're found throughout Western Kentucky, agricultural fields, woods. It seems like they stumble about and just find food wherever they find food. But we often see them on roads because of their defensive behavior that they have. They evolve to jump whenever they get startled by a predator. And usually that means if you're crossing the road, they're jumping into a car in one shape or another, whether that be the bumper, the undercarriage. They don't have great eyesight, so it's kind of this just knee-jerk reaction. You can see them during the day. They will travel both, daytime and nighttime. They're probably more active based on temperature, especially when it's cooler. They do not do well in cold temperatures, which is, kind of why historically they've been in Central and South America near the equator. But they will travel when, kind of as they need to, but nocturnal is usually more active than during the daytime.
And so if we see this armadillo on the side of the road, we're curious. There is some concern about like going and handling, picking them up, anything like that, right?
Armadillos or nine-banded armadillos, leprosy has been documented across multiple populations in their range. And we have a project right now. Dr. John Cox, who's a colleague in the department here, and Olivia O'Hearn, who's a graduate student working underneath him, are looking at leprosy in our armadillos in the state of Kentucky. And we have confirmed multiple armadillos that have it. It's not a huge percentage of the armadillos so far, but we have confirmed leprosy on our armadillos. So you don't necessarily want to hold armadillos bare hands or anything like that. There is evidence that it can transmit to humans. Most humans are immune to it. They don't have any problems with leprosy, but there is a small percent of us that could actually get it. So you don't necessarily want to go out and catch armadillos and handle them all the time because I don't know about you, but I don't know if I have immunity to leprosy. I hope I do, but who knows? So I wouldn't want to go play with an armadillo and find out the wrong way.
Absolutely. Because I know sometimes people see that as a novelty and they try to tame them or domesticate them. And you can't get them from them just being around, right? There has to be some contact with them.
Yes, you have to physically touch those armadillos and probably quite a bit, to be honest, to have any kind of risk. If you're one of the few that does not have that immunity. It's something, yes, more than 95% of the human population doesn't have any risk at all, is what it's been said.
Thanks for watching and have a great day.